Okay, so tell us about your Bokashi use.
That's kind of grown over time. My first attempt was had a source of chicken litter, and so we tried to work out, talking to Paul, we tried to work out a recipe. So I put barley straw with it, and probably didn't stir it up enough and didn't add enough water, but we put EM on it. We got kind of patchy results, but the next one, I was fortunate enough to get some apples, and with that we had apples, coal dust, chicken manure, and barley straw and water. We put a lot more, and the
Bokashi expert.
And the Bokashi. Well, Rick came along and helped out as well. Rick Mulder from Soil Matters, and with that we created a recipe. We added a bit of lime and a lot of water, and we probably didn't add enough water. And then once that was spread, I hire a spreader from a local contractor in Saltwater Creek, muck spreader, and we load it up. So the third attempt, I use a digger, 7-ton digger, my brother's digger, Rick's advice, and with that we stir it up, we double dump it twice, and we're getting better results. We're stirring in, we put more liquid on, more water. So we put, when we say more water, we're putting 10,000 litres on.
Wow. And that ferments at a good temperature, doesn't it?
It does. It doesn't get, we've been testing the temperature, and it doesn't get any higher than about 28 degrees, whereas normal compost will get up to about 70 or 80 degrees.
And what effects have you seen from adding the Bokashi to your soil?
We've done it two ways. We've spread it at a lower rate on a grass paddock on permanent pasture. Initially it browned it off, and we thought, what have we done? And we've discovered, and then now you can see a definite line in the paddock where the Bokashi's been and where it hasn't been. And now our next mix, we put it on pre-winter crop, and we're starting to see results there in the wetter country. The plants are still surviving. So the test is going to be in another 4 or 5 months. What are these paddocks going to be looking like? It's looking good enough for me to want to make more.
Yeah, great.
I've got another 200 tonnes perking away at the moment. What we do with Bokashi, we mix it up and then we cover it over with like a silage stack to keep the air out, and I leave it down for up to 4 months before we spread it out on the paddock.
And it disappears pretty quickly in the soil?
Within 2 or 3 days. Yeah. You're struggling to find it in the paddock. So what it's indicating is the worms are out there, taking it down straight away. So it's a win-win situation. It's not I'm still putting fertiliser on. We still do soil tests and work through Soil Matters with their programs, and we put on to get the balance right. It's all working in the bigger picture, and it's the next step. It's kind of going from one step to the next step, and that's where the Bokashi's coming into it with the EM on it as well. And keeping up the enzymes in the soil is a big thing. Continually putting on 5 litres at a time.
Great. Thank you, Tim.
It's all right.